Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, and I have another review for you. This is Image Comics and Top Cow Productions, Saint Mercy, issue number 2. It is written by John Zuur, Platten, art by Atilio Rojo, letters by Troy Peteri, and the cover is also done by Atilio Rojo. Kind of like a little rewind on the first issue. If you have not read it or have not watched my review, I do have a video up for that. But anyways, it is about two different ladies, Mercy and Totalica. The first part of the story takes place in the Peruvian mountains 800 years before Mercy's story, which takes place in the 800 the Western era. Totalica is supposed to be, and I know I'm pronouncing the name wrong, and I'm sorry, but that's how, and I kind of like how it sounds, Totalica. But Totalica is set up to be a sacrifice to many of, or one of the Incan gods, and she is supposed to be, and I hope it's Incan and not Mayan, but I think it's Incan, but she is supposed to be the after she is sacrificed, she is supposed to be one of the wives of said god, and is supposed to produce many children, and that's kind of where we were at that story. And the Mercy part of the story, we were kind of we found out that she was working at a church, her and an elderly man, her father, and they have recently kind of come across some bandits close by that have robbed a military, I don't know what you call it, but a caravan, and now the robbers have kind of spread, and most of the robbers went into town, and in the last issue, one of the robbers that they thought was dead kind of made it to Mercy's place. At the end of that issue, we did see that robber right here, he did find some hidden gold in that mission where Mercy was working, with her father, attending the church, and it was we saw that it was Totalica's helmet from back in the Incan days, and we also learned that it was part of Mercy's duty to protect it and keep it safe and hidden, but he unfortunately knocked her out, which we are catching up with right here. And as soon as he found the golden helmet, he took off. There was some other gold that he left. He was kind of satisfied, but he was also he had got shot in the gut and was kind of in the middle of dying. So he grabbed that and took off, and we see that Mercy is waking up, and she is kind of pissed, and it says an anger has kind of awoken up in her now. And they show the gang in town. It's basically like any other Western that you would know, and the gang's woo, yeah, and they're basically in town kind of rooting. And they mention that they're going to kind of party and lay low for the night, and in the morning they are going to come back and surprise the town and rob and murder and pillage in the morning. We do catch up with Mercy's father, who has left to go help the caravan of military, and we also catch up with the sheriff and his party, who also went to go help the military caravan, and both parties kind of met up. Now, I think his name is Nito, but Nito, Mercy's father, is kind of worried about Mercy because they, the sheriffs are tracking in that direction, and it seems that one of the bandits have gone, towards the church. They do cut back with this scene with a bartender, and he is basically trying to get some of these bandits to pay their tabs. None of them have actually paid for anything, and the bartender is like, come on, man, I've been letting y'all drink, y'all are drinking a hell of a lot, and that's great and everything, but I want to get paid. We usually do tabs for people that live in town because we know them and know they have money. and I don't really know you, and they kind of gets feisty with, of course, with the where they almost shoot the bartender, and at the last second we see that the bandit that got the gut shot and found the helmet has shown up, and he's demanding that the bandit leader basically help him take the helmet, and he's going to tell the bandit leader where the rest of the gold is. The bandit leader kind of conversing with his first lieutenant or something like that, and eventually taking the deal, calling for a doctor and some more liquor basically, and kind of taking this guy off to the side so he can get him healed and find out where the gold is, kind of thing, and also taking the helmet off of his hands. We go back into the past. I think I said 800 years ago. It was 500 years ago. But 500 years ago, we go back into the Peruvian mountains, and they're back on that day that Totaliska is supposed to be getting sacrificed, and she talks about them eating and fattening up for that sacrifice that they're about to attend. And man, some of the best art here, like this one panel with Totaliska down here. I mean, it was like absolutely amazing, the art that went into that. And then on top of that, the next spread with Totaliska looking down, just at the Peruvian mountains was breathtaking. The more and more I looked at it, I found more and more Easter eggs hidden within different animals. You can actually see Totaliska on that mountain looking down. You can actually see people walking up it, different, like dragonflies. I don't know, it's pretty crazy. Really detailed. But we jump back over to Mercy, and she is back at the church, of course, after waking up from being knocked out. She is, like I said, the anger has woken up, and it's like she got a second breath, and now she is, hiding the gold that the bandit left, and swearing that, she will hide it better this time and no one will find it, because she kind of already knows that the bandits are coming back for the rest of the gold. There is a scene right here where we are with the bandit leader and the wounded bandit that is, and they have called in the doctor, and the doctor is like, man, this is a gut shot, yada yada yada, and the bandit leader basically wants some info from our friend that's about to die, and the friend that's about to die makes the worst decision of his life, because he does tell the leader the location of the gold, and of course right after that, bam bam, the leader, and it's more like a blam blam blam, but the leader kills him as shown here. It actually kind of made me jump when I got to that part, because I was kind of I've gotten really used to reading one panel, kind of keeping my eyes in a blinder, so I mean, because sometimes your eyes just see something and they jump and you kind of get a little spoiled. But it did make me jump at that point. It was really good writing, I can say that. So anyways, now knowing the location of the gold, the bandits set out in the middle of the night to go to St. Mercy's church. At the same time, the sheriffs, and Nito, St. Mercy's father, and I hope that's his name, but they have finally showed up to St. Mercy's church as well, ahead of the bandits, and they are checking up on Mercy and basically setting up like a perimeter around the church, and they quickly do find out, from Mercy, all the information about what went down and stuff like that. The father finding out that the helmet was basically stolen. We jump back over to town, and the sheriffs did make it to St. Mercy's church, but the main sheriff that we have been tagging along, the one in the first issue that taught us, Mercy how she was he was teaching her how to gun shoot, but he has caught up with these people. Well, he's kind of walking down the street, and he happens to see the doctor and two other guys, wheeling out a body, and the sheriff actually kind of recognizes it for the description of the guy that they were looking for earlier. He kind of fits the same, boots, the same, and basically he asked everybody there if they know the guy, and the doctor said no. He was brought to him, having the gut shot, and the other two bandits, of course, are like, no, we don't know him. And The sheriff does give you know, an opportunity for everybody to walk away. Of course, the doctor taking that opportunity to step back, and the two bandits basically trying to figure out why the sheriff is even interested in this. And it takes him a second to click, but basically they do kind of bow up to the sheriff, and at that point it's already too late. The sheriff does dispatch the two gentlemen. There is a third guy that ends up hearing this and running into the place that they just came out of, where all the other bandits were partying. So it's this big, massive shootout. But in the sheriff's favor, everybody in the tavern is basically already kind of plastered at this time, because they didn't even recognize that they were, you know, or nobody was even saying anything about the dead body kind of thing. And you think at least the ladies or somebody like that would have been like, oh my God. But the sheriff does go through and clean out most of the lower-ended bandits. We do know that the main bandit leader and his crew, kind of lieutenant crew, kind of already took off for the church. So at this time, it's just kind of the grunts that they were still drinking. And we kind of get down to the last one, who kind of comes up with a clever plan on getting the guy who is killing everybody, because, you know, he's in this room and he's basically hearing all his friends getting shot and everything. So his idea is to grab this girl and imitate the act of fornication. You know, he's making it look like they're having sex. And the second the sheriff was going to walk away, he was going to blast him in the back, and of course that doesn't go down. And the sheriff just kind of stands there for a second. The guy's like, ah, well, fuck it. And he kind of tosses the girl off, and as soon as he does, the sheriff blasts him in the face. Yeah, I mean, it sounded, you know, I mean, he thought it was a good idea, right? But there is a scene where, you know, that the sheriff does know the lady that works at the hotel, and basically she kind of tells the sheriff that you know, this isn't all the bandits, that the rest of them kind of already took off. And we have a scene right here with Mercy and her father finally catching up, and you know, he's kind of laying it down in a different way, that, you know, they kind of mentioned before that anybody that comes across this gold that isn't tied to the blood of you know, Totaliska, that it could be like a cursed type of situation. And the father and Mercy kind of you know, kind of like, yeah, kind of sucks for that person that got that, you know, or for anybody else that comes for it, you know what I'm saying? And they do start questioning about the officers that are supposed to be outside, and of course they are dead. We do see that the bandits are in the church with them right here, and that's the end of the issue. They do show what our next cover looks like for issue 3, and I will say it looks very good. But I will have to say I have honestly 2 more books to read out of this week. But out of all the books, and I was saying Sweet Paprika was my #1 for this week, but this might be a hot, you know, like slide-in tie for Sweet Paprika. This was an excellent read, and for, I'd say, like 3 reasons. One, I am really digging the Western vibe, and yes, it's not about the Totaliska part of the story, but I really dug the whole Western thing, and where we caught her from there, and then it turned out to be a really cool, you know, gun shootout, and well written. The art is stellar. You know, when I got to that part with Totaliska and that part with her looking down, but not just those 2 panels. I mean, look at the cover, man. The reflection of Totaliska and Mercy, the blood. I love that, because it is about blood, right? But this book was just good. I'm so glad that I didn't pass it up, and I did manage to stay with it, and it just seems like it's going to get better. I have an idea where we are going for in the 3rd issue, but you'll never know, right, until we read it. But if you have not, I don't know why, but I would highly suggest picking up Saint Mercy. Not only is it, you know, and I'm not a spec person, but not only can I envision that this is easily formatted for TV or movie, depending on how the story ending is, because of course this is the 2nd issue, but I could definitely see this, because I'm assuming this is a 4 or 5 issue, I'm not positive, could be 3. But it's also a story that could continue for quite a while, you know, if done right. I'm not sure what the number is. So spec-wise, it could definitely be movie or TV-wise. But that aside, story-wise, art-wise, first issue, second issue for that week. The first issue is one of my top reads. This week alone, right now, we are up to I think it was 32 or 33 books. That's a pretty good thing to say, to be on top of that list. That's my review. Like, subscribe, comment, you know, all that good stuff, and I will be with you in a little bit with some more reviews. Bye, guys.